Welcome back, friends, to the shop on a very chilly Monday morning. We woke up this morning to 27 degrees. We made it, Jack and I made it home from our trip to Idaho. We were 4 days up in Stanley, and I've got a furious rant that has come out of, well, some of the way that we have been treated and some of the DMs, private messages, comments that we've received from the Idahoan people. Now, if you live in a cave and don't know what's going on, there's a lot of folks in Idaho that are upset of the mass exodus or ingress, the influx of people from other states coming in, seeking to find a place where they can live and be free men and women, right? Well, that is causing problems. It's driving property prices up, and it's just, well, the Idaho people are really upset about this. Well, when I posted a video, of course, I started receiving a lot of really nasty, mean DMs, emails, comments from people basically saying, don't come here, get out, you're not wanted, you don't belong here. Well, that rubs me the wrong way because I think, well, I don't know, I'm assuming, of course they wouldn't know because I haven't really talked about this, but I have a very deep pedigree when it comes to Idaho. My dad's family lives in Idaho and has for generations. My dad was born there, his dad was born there, his dad was born there, 4 generations, and my dad's great-great-great-granddad owned the largest sheep ranch, I believe, in the state, and it may have been in the entire West. And he owned all that land around where Sun Valley sits right now. So, wish we had that today, right? So, we have a rich heritage from Idaho, and so when I had folks that were reaching, or sending me comments and stuff, telling me not to come and not to be there, that made me want to furiously rant. You know who's to blame for the increase of property and the changing of the Idaho culture? It's not the Californians, it's not the Oregonians, it's not the Washingtonians, it's not the Texans. It's you. It's you. I have bought and sold a lot of properties, Mrs. W and I, and I've always known who it was that I was selling property to. I knew where they came from. I mean, those are typically questions you ask. You kind of get to know someone and you ask and you learn about this and why you coming here and, of course, all these things. You guys are selling the property at exorbitant prices because you see your land as an ATM. You see your land as a way to cash in and to make a big profit. And I'm not faulting you for it. You have every right to do that. Far be it for me to tell you what to do with your own land. I don't want to be told what to do. And I expect, I expect you wouldn't do that to me as well. But if you sell your Idaho land to people outside the country because of the massive profits and counting your money, and as I said, looking at it as a massive ATM, then you were the one to blame. So you can't sell your property to someone from California that doesn't share your politics or your view on civics or the way that your local city should be ran, and then get up on your soapbox and start complaining about it. My family lives in Idaho and has, as I said, for generations. They're not selling their land to make a profit. They're running their businesses. They're raising their families. They're having children. They're living there. They're living and they're enjoying the place that they own and the place that's of their birth and our family, I guess our ancestral lands, right? So if you're upset about the carpetbaggers and speculators that are coming in, yeah, there is going to be some of that. There's going to be some folks from California and Oregon, Washington, from the cities that don't share your values. But there's also going to be a lot of like-minded people coming there. People that don't want to live under the thumb of a tyrannical government. People that want to be able to do what they want to do, to be free to raise their kids without mandates, without someone nannying them, without a nanny state. So what you're getting, the influx, a good portion of that, are the country's best and brightest. It really is like a new frontier, so to speak. I've talked about the past, when the West opened up, that the most industrious, the most the biggest risk takers, the adventurers, the brave men and women got in their Conestogas and crossed the Rockies and risked everything to come out west and to start their life. And that's why we have this mentality out here. That's why we have such a can-do attitude and such a positive attitude. I'm not demeaning the East Coast, but the East Coast culture is very different than the West Coast culture. And I understand the frustration, and I understand that the prices are getting higher and that it looks like it's bad, but you've got to, I mean, before you jump up on your high horse and start pointing the finger at everyone, you're responsible for it. You chose to cash in, you chose to make the massive profits, and who has that sort of money? Well, the people from out of state. You could have sold that land to a young family. Of course, you might get a half or a fourth, but you would have been putting your money where your mouth was. You would be keeping Idaho, Idahoan. So I don't know what to say. My pedigree with Idaho, as I said, is rich. And I don't appreciate any comments telling me that I can't come there and recreate, that I can't come and snow bike or visit and to get out and don't come back. No, you lost that opportunity. You guys sold your own land out, and now you have to live with the consequences. Not all, I'm not saying all, but I would imagine, it's always the new converts that are the ones that are the most zealots, that are always the zealots that want to come out and really die for the cause, right? If I had to guess, it wouldn't surprise me if the majority of these comments were guys living in their van that drove over to Idaho from some other place and now identify with them as being Idahoans, and now are just very zealots for the cause and think that they should have it all to themselves and no one else should have it. The reality is, yes, in the resort areas in the mountains where it's cold, the prices are going up. Boise is growing like crazy, there's no question about it. But the majority of folks that are coming out of a city, they're not hardy enough and they're just not interested. They're not going to be moving into these rural areas. It's only the ones that are really the tough that can live in a place where there's Stanley or McCall, where it's really, really cold, unless you're talking about a second home. And you're going to have some of that, you're going to have it everywhere. So I don't know what to tell you, but don't cry to me and don't be giving me a hard time and sending me. I mean, I even had threats of violence for that trip over there this weekend, and I thought about that on the way coming back. I'm like, I'm not your enemy. I share your values. I understand where you're coming from, but the blame that you're pointing the finger. Remember, you point the finger. There's what, 3 more, 3 more pointing right back at you. That's what it is. You chose money. You chose to sell your lands to people from out of state, and now that's what you have. So I don't know what to tell you. You're to blame for it, not the other people. I would not blame someone for trying to better their life. This is in our culture. It's a freedom that we enjoy in this country, and I would never fault anyone for trying to make a better way for their family or to find a place that shares their values. Land speculators, carpetbaggers, yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like that, and that doesn't benefit anyone, but that's not everyone. I think it's a smaller portion of people than the good folks. So embrace it. You got what you paid for, and that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.